The TAF222ES stereo amplifier. One of the more serious attempts of making a high fidelity amplifier, sort of on line with the original sort of Japanese audiophile amplifier of the 90s, which was probably the pioneer A400 that kicked everything off. People sort of wanted sort of defeatable tone controls and things like that. I bought this for a couple of quid. It had obviously suffered a blow up. Someone had changed a couple of the output transistors inside, and obviously it still wouldn't work. It wouldn't release the protection circuitry, and that's why these are the see, these resistors here are fusible resistors, and as you can see, all the blue resistors here are the ones I've replaced. And this is a common problem with these amplifiers. These fuses are quite good because it does actually protect the semiconductors, but what happens is the resistors actually go high. They're supposed to be fusible, but they actually go high resistance. So at first glance it looks like the resistor's okay, and you think, well, it's in circuit, you've got you're getting a sensible reading, but when you take them out, they're actually a mile out. So those resistors have been replaced and managed to get the DC offset down. And then it released the protection circuitry of the amplifier. What I'm just doing now is just really doing a distortion test on it to see how good it is. I'm using the HP 8903 up here, and I'm injecting a 1 kHz tone into the CD input of the amplifier. I'm not using the scope at the moment, but all I'm doing is I'm basically just seeing how rugged the thing is. I'm driving to a 4 ohm dummy load, which is quite a severe test for an amplifier, especially with a sine wave drive. But I'm doing short bursts to see what it will cope like, and it's actually a surprisingly powerful amplifier. If you go to distortion figure, you see the distortion is very low, very clean amplifier. I just wind it up so it starts to clip, and you'll see that there. So I get it to 1%. So 1% distortion there, about there. I don't want to keep this up for too long because it's drawing a lot of power. That's 28.74 volts. And you can see it's drawing nearly 1 3/4 amps. So we go say 28.7 volts. So 28.7 squared. So squared divided by 4. That's, according to the calculator, 205 watts per channel. Seems a little bit optimistic, but then again, they don't rate their figure at 1% distortion. So it's a very powerful amplifier. It seems to be doing very well. There is actually a way you can measure it on here as well with the special function of the HP signal generator. You can actually enter the power command, and that's done by entering where are we here? Sweep resolution. Saw it somewhere. Can't see it now. Where is it? Looking at the wrong chart. No, that's the right chart. Ah, here we go. Display in watts. So you pressed 19.04 special function, and now the right hand meter should display watts. That's increasing the I was watching the ammeter on the now drawing 2 amps on the mains, and that's actually pushing it well beyond its clipping range, but it's a powerful amplifier. It sounds reasonably good actually. I haven't really compared it directly with other amplifiers, but it's not a harsh sounding amplifier. It's nicely built, it's very solidly built. It's got this nice solid feeling volume control. I quite like the attention to detail. It's actually got attenuator rather than volume control. Tone defeat controls, bass boost, basically a loudness control, subsonic or infrasonic filter, which is pretty a 50 Hz roll off. Equalizer is basically a That's the same as a tape monitor switch that they used to have on the early amplifiers. It basically allows you to put an equalizer into the loop of the between the preamp and the power amp. One nice function is when you turn it on, you wait for the protection relay to release, and then the green light comes on the display like that. So that's quite a nice feature. It's fairly well laid out. It saw a bit of this untidy wiring inside. If you look inside a Pioneer A400, it's much tidier laid out. You haven't got all this bloody cable hanging around all over the place. It's actually, the heat sinks are pretty hot at the moment because I've obviously been driving it quite hard, but it certainly seems to be working okay. It's got 2 video switches as well, which also allows you to switch video composite signals from the back, which is a nice feature for a sort of a home cinema sort of system. You've got 2 speaker switches here that allows you to switch A and B together, so you can actually it will run them in parallel. So if you go to AB and then some of the gutless amplifiers, if you turn it to AB, it actually wires both the speakers in series, so it actually makes the amplifiers load even lighter than it was before. It has got a phono amplifier with moving coil and moving magnet cartridges, selectable. So yeah, it's quite a nice amp, quite a nice solid amplifier. Uses quite good quality Elna electrolytics inside. All the components inside are pretty high spec actually. They're nothing rubbish. It's got a pretty large conventional transformer here. Not a toroidal, but it's alright. It's okay. So yeah, thanks for watching. I thought it might have been interesting, and more to come.